Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Lozy PC, and welcome back, more importantly, to Rule the Waves 3. I hope everyone is doing well. So we're back in our France game, where we have recently won a war against Germany, and we are getting some war reparations out of them. We decided not to take too many territories out of them, but we are going to try and get some war reps and keep that going. Now, we do need some more tonnage on foreign station. Most of our stuff are either in the active fleet or are working up. So what have we got over in the Southeast Asia? Let's put these on foreign station. Cannot send damaged ships on foreign station. Oh, it needs a month to repair, that's why. So that gives us our tonnage on foreign station, which is really important. We've got a load of ships under repair. We have some battleships, some cruisers, and some light cruisers. And we're going to design some ships today, because that's going to be fun. We are going to kind of jump onto a turn. We're going to move on to September 1890, see what happens. Japan has ordered a cruiser of the Nishin class at a US shipyard. The US has laid down a battleship of the Michigan class. Britain has commissioned the heavy cruiser Bacchanate and the heavy cruiser Hogue. So nothing too exciting. We do actually have a lot of ships that we have either paused or that are kind of building slowly. Let's have a look at our ship design, shall we? So if we go to types, we've got 4 lots of battleships. The heaviest being the Henry IV, which is fine. It's got 13.5 inches of belt armor, 2.5 inches of deck, 12 inches of turret, 6-inch batteries, and 12-inch conning tower. We have the Bru, which is also one of our heavy cruisers. Not too bad in terms of protection, decent guns, so I'm not really going to change that up. And then our most, we've got these relatively modern cruisers. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait a turn, wait a year, and in that way it'll allow us to kind of differentiate our new cruisers. So the Prime Minister floats the idea of a gunnery competition for all ships in the Navy. He believes this will increase morale and combat readiness in the fleet. Holding a competition will substantially increase maintenance costs this month. Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we will do so. The battleship Connaught wins the Prime Minister's Cup. And we see new ships again, as well as some of our captains being, shown to be useful. Now, again, we are slightly running out of money, so we don't necessarily have the money to do any designing just yet. Everything else should be okay. Just check our doctrine. We are doing gunnery training, which is absolutely fine. So that's all good. We do have scout forces, that's fine. Everything is good. Isley has now been commissioned into the Navy, another Michigan class. A heavy cruiser now Germany has laid down. So we will keep an eye on that. And now we've got our money coming back because obviously with the Isley being constructed, it's not so bad. So let us resume construction on the Algier. Again, get these ships out of those dockyards. There's no real point in them kind of hanging around. So December 1890, our first year, we've already succeeded in defeating the Germans, and we are moving forward into our first year. But the Socialist Party is doing well in opinion polls and might press for a reduced armament expenditure after the upcoming elections. What should you do? I think we take the hit on prestige, and we try to tell them how we need a strong navy. Historically, navies were kind of the hub of socialist activities for various nations. So, we will say that we will support them, etc., etc. Okay, so let us design a new ship. We can't unfortunately design a dreadnought class battleship, because what we need for a dreadnought is we need 3 main, centerline guns. Okay, so if we put these as double turrets, and we set them to turret era, let's go for dreadnought era. Okay. They haven't got armor, that's why. Turrets. Put them a little bit of armor. Okay. Now, if we were to go check design, we need some speed, so let's give it some speed. You know, 18 knots. Check design. Can't be designed as any legal ship type. Again, class must have a name. Suggest a name. The Iena class can't be, you know, seen as anything. We give it some belt. You know, give it some deck armor as well. Again, what does this see it? It still can't see it because I believe it is these turrets early on. Okay, so I do want to give this some big turrets. We're going to make the ship a little bigger as well. So is there just a way that I can just make it? That's the superstructure. I want to edit the size of the ship basically. So make it a little chunkier, not too much, just a little bit. That was too much. Okay, and then just put it out in the middle a little bit more. Give it quite a chunky back end as well. We like chunky back end battleships. Okay, there we go. There we go. She's got a nice sharp point, you know, a nice sharp bow, and the aft quite nice and chunky. So if we go to add turret and we go to a forward and aft, a 13-inch double turret. Okay, let us move position turret. Let's move that in a little bit. And let's move our forward gun in a little bit as well, like so. Perfect. And then what we're going to do is let us add a... I've done this before, but I forget how. So let me add single turrets. Let's try seeing if we can do a port wing and starboard wing. Okay, don't have the technology for these being over 7 inches. So we'll delete these. Delete turrets. And what we'll do is we'll go to our secondary gun caliber, single turret, and we will add 2. No, that way we can kind of add them on. In fact, we might even be able to give them double turrets, like so. Okay, so let us give it some actual weight. I think let's give it medium range because it is going to be a ship that needs to go some distance. We're going to up the displacement to 14,000 tons. I think that's fair. Might even allow us to add a couple more secondary turrets. Let's give this a good 10 inches of belt coverage. Now, that isn't as much as some of our older ships, but don't necessarily want to have super belt coverage. Deck we are going to need, so let's go for 4 inches of deck armor, which generally is always very heavy. You know, this is the big problem. We'll drop it down to 19. That gives us plenty. Conning tower of, let's also, my mouse being weird, give her 8 tons, 8 inches turrets. Let's give these 9 inches, although now it's a little bit heavy, so drop it down to maybe 8 inches. Turrets on top, 5 inches. So we are still a little heavy. We can do a narrow belt, which would help. But I generally think that's fine at the moment. I know we're a bit overweight. We're not massively overweight. Although actually I've just realized we do need fire control, and we do need ammo, so we will end up being quite a bit overweight, which isn't great. Pre-dreadnought era, because pre-dreadnoughts are fun. Let's sponsor all of these as well. Wait, oh, there they are. And now giving me sponsons. Let's also sponsor these ones because I like sponsons. They're fun. These should be pre-dreadnought anyway. Shouldn't be dreadnought. Pre-dreadnought. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of an issue. Now the guns are pretty heavy actually. If we were to reduce these down to just those, it would bring us a little closer. Again, I know that medium range is kind of the thing. 18 knots isn't too bad, I would say. I'm going to take the risk at 18 knots. Okay. Let's move these up a little bit, like so. Bum bum bum. We want some casemate guns as well. In fact, we're going to want a lot of them. Uh, because again, super useful to have a load of casemate guns. We'll do the graphics and then we will look at putting those casemate guns in. So let's draw a line first. That's not what we wanted to do. There we go. So let's draw a line first. So I'm going to go boop. Let's run straight. Go there. Max points. Okay, fine. Okay. So what we can do is we can just go into our guns. Let's slightly move them. In fact, we can take the sponsons down a little bit so that our front gun seems to fit nicely on where we want it. Okay, so second, this is going to be the basis of our superstructure. Like so, and we'll change that color, of course, change it to a kind of gray color. And then we're going to set up another tower area down here. So not quite what I wanted, to be honest. Is it going to let me delete it? Yes, no, yes, there we go. So there you go, that's better. Again, change the color on that. So let us now stick some funnels in. Okay, let's make them oval because oval funnels are great. There we go. And let's add some visuals. So mast. Oh, actually, is there not was it Captain's Walk? Yeah, there we go. Captain's Walk for pre-dreads. Open that. Although awkwardly, that's not quite going to work. Okay. Visual. Mast. So, mast with cross tree. Sure, place that there. Mast again. Mast smaller with double crane. Sit at the back there. Add visual. Rectangles. Grates. Rectangles. Grated small. And then mirror. Copy. And then we can move them down here as well. Again, just gives that like idea of entrances on and not up and down the decks. Anchor, chains, angle pin. Sure, perfect. It's just in front of the guns there. We're gonna have to add a load of boats as well. Again, to give the ship that sense of what you call it. Rest angle. Okay, and then mirror. And then copy. That, move that down below. Again, mirror that. And what else can we add? Just kind of fill things up. Bridge wings. Oh, sure. You know what? Yeah. Let me remove that one and then add in mast. Where was it? See if that then, yeah, there we go. Sit on top. I'm sure there is more visuals that we can add. I'm not the best person at doing these. I'm sure there are others we can add to make it, look even better. But it's it's fine. It gets across what we need it to do. As I say, something that people do a lot better is obviously they can make ships look a lot nicer, and a little bit more full. Like obviously the game does that as well. Um, Mirror that as well. So we got some scaffolding at the rear. So it is overweight. What's it going to say here? Ship identified as a battleship. That's fine. Um, Ship is seriously overweight. Design is not legal. Okay, so she is annoyingly too overweight. Let's drop the turret armor down to say 6 inches. Turret top to 4. Now that makes her not as overweight. How's she doing now? Still, the fact that rate of fire for secondary guns reduced due to accurate training for secondary turrets. That's fine. That'll improve over time. Let us add some mount graphics. We've got 12 casemate guns. Where are they? Can't see them. Are they actually there? That sucks. Can't seem to see where they are. Okay. Well, I think that should be fine. Oh my god, we can't actually afford her. No. Is there a way that I can save this? Oh, I'm an idiot. I thought we had the money, but we did not. Whoops. Okay. Tension with Germany is reduced. Tension with Great Britain is reduced. Okay. Well, keeping peace on the seas. I think it's still under construction. Well, we're due heavy cruiser soon, so that's good. Post-war slump has hit the world economy. Well, that definitely isn't good. The Gaidon is commissioned. The heavy cruiser Gaidon is commissioned, which is great. That gives us some money. We also have more money there. Design ship. Does it? Oh, it did save it. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, now we can design our ship. So we will design the Iena. It is still slightly too expensive, so we need one more month before we can do it. Our scientists report that they have suffered a temporary setback in figuring out the concept of improved design calculations. Well, that's not good. Japan is building ships in the US. Tensions with Germany has increased. Tension with Britain has reduced. Tension with Spain has reduced. So that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Now we can design the Iena. So there they are. Boop. Let's give this a go. Amazing. She's not quite a dreadnought. She's still a pre-dreadnought battleship, but we're making her look like a dreadnought battleship. So we will leave it there with the design of the Iena being completed. What we will do here is, we will carry on building up our navy using the funds. If we look at the almanac in terms of a naval budget, we're not that far behind Britain. In reality, 66,000 is a lot. Tonnage is the main one. But we will build things and get ourselves hopefully to a position where we've got lots of ships and lots of good ships. Obviously don't want to fight the British Navy, but if we have to assert our dominance, then we'll make sure we do. And basically we'll bully our neighbors, Germany, Austria, Spain, and Italy, to giving us money and territory and things like that. The Third French Empire will be on the way. Don't you worry. Anyway, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please remember to like and subscribe because it does really, really help the channel if you do that. Also, drop a comment below as well. And yeah, we will see you guys around. Oh, and come join the Discord. I always forget to say that one. But yeah, come join the Discord as well. Link down below. Have a very, very good day. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.